Hello there, Aries. Thank you for stopping by for your weekly tarot forecast for the week of May 25th through the 31st. I am using the Russian Tarot of St. Petersburg once again. And so what you have coming up for Monday is you have the Seven of Clubs in reverse. And the Seven of Clubs in reverse is just telling me that you have a situation right now where you had to take a stand for yourself. You had to stand up and say, hey, enough. But when this card comes in reverse on Monday, what that's telling me is that now you have taken that stand, and now it's time to move forward. It's time to put down the weapons and make peace and make progress forward in your situation, whatever that was. So then on Tuesday, Aries, what you have showing up here is you have the Two of Cups. Two of Cups is a really, really, really nice card. And what I'm feeling on this card, Tuesday is just a nice day for you as far as interrelating with people. And I feel like this has a lot to do with friendships for you, Aries. But I feel like also for some of you it will have to do with romantic partnerships, or maybe not partnerships, but dates, or somebody that you're interested in, that you're just going to be having some pleasant interactions with them on Tuesday. Pleasant, and I'm hearing moving forward interactions with them. Same thing for those of you having interactions with friendships. You're moving forward in some way in that relationship as well. Just some nice, positive, pleasant interactions coming in for you in different types of relationships on Tuesday, Aries. And I feel for a lot of you, this is going to apply to more than one relationship in your life. So let's see, moving on. Wednesday, what we have showing up is we have the Six of Swords. Now, the Six of Swords is just telling me on Wednesday that there's something that you are letting go of. You're moving away from. So there's something that you're just releasing that from your life. And so what happens is we release something from our life. A lot of times we're not exactly sure what is going to be the next step. What is going to fill any void that release leaves. And so this is kind of taking that first step, letting that thing go, and making that transition. And as you make that transition, you're kind of looking for, okay, what's my new normal going to be? So that's what I see you doing right now on Wednesday, is releasing something and beginning that search for what is the new normal for you. Okay, so Aries, on Thursday, what we have coming up here is we have the Queen of Clubs. I'm feeling like Thursday you're going to be at your creative groove is going to be going good. So there's going to be problem solving is going to be really good on Thursday. The Queen of Wands thinks outside the box. That makes her better at solving problems than most people. So I feel like you're going to get some problem solving done. I also feel like you're going to be expressing yourself in ways that you haven't before. This can be through automatic writing, maybe through writing in general. This could be through painting, through sculpture. Maybe you're making Play-Doh figures. I don't know. But something is going on here, creative. Maybe you're singing. Maybe you're doing something with a musical instrument. But something creative is going on, as well as good problem solving on Thursday for you, Aries. And yes, I do feel like you're going to have, for the most part, most of you will have both of those manifest in your life on Thursday, both the problem solving and the creative expression of some kind. Now, Friday, what we have for you is the Five of Cups in reverse. Five of Cups in reverse is one of those little tricky cards. It talks about, it really talks about that you did previously find yourself in a situation where you were disappointed by either a situation, a person, or a project that you're working on. And this disappointment made you decide that you needed to change your priorities about where you're putting in your energy and your efforts. And so when this card comes up in reverse, like it does on Friday, what I'm seeing is whenever you switch those priorities around, now what you're doing on Friday is you're doing a reset and you're taking those priorities back to where they were originally. So something has happened that has made you feel a little bit more like you understand what happened with the thing that disappointed you originally, and like maybe you were moving too quickly to reset your priorities, and so now you're taking them back to the way they used to be. So that's Friday. And then Saturday, what we have showing up is we have the High Priestess. Interesting. What I'm pulling off of this card for you, Aries, on Saturday is that you're really learning to respect yourself. That's what I'm hearing. Respect for yourself coming in. So you're really learning to respect yourself on Saturday. You're really understanding a little bit more about how you fit into the universe, and this idea that, you know, like people say all the time, God doesn't make junk. That creative source energy that came up with you wasn't working on junk when he came up with you. You were not the practice model. You weren't the Play-Doh or everybody else is sculpted out of brass. You know, there is that you have value. You have intrinsic value in who you are, exactly the way that you were created. And so Saturday is a day of really starting to just barely starting to get an idea of that. And when I say just barely starting to get an idea of that, I feel like it's going to be, as that value, that idea of your value comes into you, it's going to be an epiphany type moment. And it's going to be huge. But at the same time, I still have this very strong feeling of, but this is just barely the tip of the iceberg for you. So it feels to me like, Aries, there's a lot of you out there who don't really realize your value, and you're just barely starting to see that. And this is like, it's like if you're standing at inside a castle, and there's this gorgeous room inside the castle, but you've never seen it. You've just heard about it. And you're standing outside the door in the hallway, okay? This is like the door has just barely cracked. And you can see through the crack into that room. What a wonderful, amazing, magical room that this is. Fantastic. And it's like that with you. It's like you're looking through this tiny little crack in the door, and you're just starting to see some of your value. And later on, the door is going to be opening a little bit wider, and you're going to see a little bit more. And it's like even just this little bit that you're seeing right now is kind of overwhelming to you, because you haven't seen yourself in that light, for some of you ever, and for others of you for a very long time. Okay, so that's your Saturday. And then Sunday, good thing you saw your value on Saturday, because Sunday you have a trickster showing up in your life. Now, a trickster is somebody who, I mean, this can be anything from the little boy down the street who sticks out his hand for a handshake and then pulls it back and says, too slow. Or this can be anything all the way up to a full-blown con man. So you just want to kind of have your eye out, be aware of what's going on around you on Sunday. Make sure that, you know, if you're agreeing to do anything, that you're paying attention to what it is you're really agreeing to, and you're making sure that everything really adds up, that there's nothing really fishy going on that you can't quite put your finger on. Follow that gut instinct on Sunday, because that's what's going to keep you from getting taken advantage of by Mr. Magician here, you know, with whatever degree he is, whether he's the little boy or the full-blown con man. So, okay, Aries, that is your week. For those of you who would like to schedule a private session with me, feel free to check out my website. Make sure I am the best reader for you. I'm at amista.info, amista.info. Once you're there and you've looked around a little bit, if you still feel like I'm the best person for you to work with, feel free to contact me, and we will schedule a session for you as quickly as possible. And then for everybody else, I will see you all here next week. Everyone have a great week. Peace out.